Not in front of the kids.
Oh, sorry.
Hello and welcome, I am Playing with Dick, and in this video I'm going to show you how to speedrun The Lion King for the Sega Genesis. It's going to go through all the basics you need to know, and I'll have a second video coming up for more advanced techniques to really help out new players. This one's going to show you the entire game and get you going. So first up, Easy is the main category for speedrunning this game. The only difference between the difficulties is that compared to Easy, in level 1 and 3, any hyenas and vultures take 1 extra hit to defeat on normal and 2 extra hits on difficult. Apart from that, you start with a few less lives. Alright, first for the controls. As young Simba, you have a limited moveset. You can roll by pressing down while moving in a direction, and there's 2 types of jumps, a high jump and a fast jump. To perform the high jump, you need a jump with no directional inputs present, and to do a fast jump, you need to have some acceleration before the jump. Once you get used to how Simba controls, you'll be able to do very short and accurate fast jumps, which will help you pull off moves in the advanced techniques video. Also, the longer you hold the jump button down, the higher Simba will jump. With that, let's start the tutorial.
It starts.
We start out running, just trying not to get hit by enemies. When Simba gets hit, it halts his movement and you get some invincibility frames for a short period. And now we arrive at the first trick, the blue bug boost. If you hit this bug on the right angle, you'll get a clean hit and it'll boost you up to the platform above. You need to make sure you're to the side of the bug. It works from the left or the right. I personally go from the right. Jump straight up, and as soon as you get close to the same height, pull in towards the bug. You're now on the platform, and we continue with one of the most precise jumps in the game. So that bug up there, it's the health bug, and it will increase our health bar for the entirety of the rest of the game. And it also happens to be en route to the fastest way through this level, which is jumping up to that rock. Although it requires a pixel perfect jump, I'll show you in 3 images. Well, these 3 images look pretty similar, but the one in the middle is going to work. The one on the left is a pixel too far left, on the right a pixel too far to the right. Pay attention to Simba's ear on that leaf. See how in the middle it's basically in the middle of the leaf, on the left it's touching the outside, and on the right it's touching the inside. So we'll show you a video of it jumping, and the middle one will make it. So have another look at the image and try and get your head around the location Simba needs to be in. You'll never make it 100% perfect no matter how much practice you have, but luckily it's early enough in the game that if you're that much of a perfectionist, a restart isn't soul destroying. They just gotta make sure Simba is always in that pixel position. You can also stand to the left, as long as you're in the same position it will work. Just remember, in the real game you have to squash that bug first, which will give you a little bit of time to line yourself up. So now put yourself up on the ledge, move a bit to the left, do a half jump over to the bug. If you do a full jump, you'll go too high and miss the jump completely. So we just go up, little run, little jump, and then we continue on this path. Up there, to the tree to the left, up, 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 and we're at the top. The more you play the game, the smoother you'll get with the controls and the faster you'll go. Luckily, it's not too hard to manipulate the hyenas. We need them to tire out before we can jump and damage them. Simply wait for it to jump down, jump straight into him, which will cause him to use his attack and tire out, and give him a little bonk on the head, and that completes level 1. Just again, jump down, wait for him to jump down, give him a little bounce, pop on his head, and it's done. Make sure you hold down the start button, it will skip the cutscene as quickly as possible. At level 2, the more time you spend in the game, the more fluid you'll be in Simba's movements, and that's really key to this level. The faster you can go just being smooth, the less mistakes you'll make. So you can just hold down right, and with some well-timed jumps you'll make it to this platform. You roar at the monkey, you need to be close to be able to get this roar at the monkey from this location, so just make sure you're very close to the edge, and you'll get it. Then jump up to the top monkey, and fall down to the rhino horn, and that's the first little monkey puzzle solved. The first ostrich ride. You need to follow the arrows. It can take a while until you're comfortable with the timing. Most people just try jumping a bit too early or doing the double jump too fast, and that's why they fail. Trial and error will help you the most until you get comfortable with it. There is a technique coming up that we can use called the super jump. I'll put that in the advanced techniques video. For now, just run to the edge, do a high jump onto this hippo's cheek, and you'll be able to pull yourself up. Then you jump to the next hippo, jump onto the nest, and jump onto the ostrich to start the second ostrich run. This ostrich run doesn't have the arrows pointing where to go, so you just have to pay a little bit more attention. So what you do is you just run up, jump on this nest, roar at this monkey, turn around, jump back on this rhino horn, and wait a minute. Okay, so after we get thrown around for a bit, we're going to land on this nest and we're going to do a roar to turn the monkey. Then we're going to do a little speed strat and we'll just hold down left. We're going to run, and as soon as we hit these bottom platforms, we're going to jump. So holding down left, as soon as you hit that, you jump. Jump, jump. That will take a little bit of practice to get the timing right, and you'll run off into the water a fair few times until you're confident. Getting that right jump distance and height is also key. So after that, we did run and jump on that rhino again. Now we just wait for this little cycle to finish again. Then we'll land on this other nest and we're going to jump to the nest to the top right. We're going to roar at this monkey and try to fall down and land on this nest. If you don't land on that nest, you're simply going to fall and do a little splat on the ground, and then you can jump back up to the nest. So the nest is the goal. Roll at that monkey, get impaled on this rhino for one last time, and that is the end of the level. When you're finishing the level, hold down the right directional button, and that way you don't roll down the giraffe and you save a tiny bit of time. Okay, level 3. We're going to fight these two guys straight up. We need to take them out at the same time for maximum time save. So we just wait for them to jump, run to the left, jump back on them. Wait for their spirits to drop the bone roll, and we're off. Follow this path. This hyena coming up, we're just going to jump straight over him. He's fine. Now the following two vultures, we're going to jump the first one, and the second one, depending on our movement, can do a couple of different things. The first one is this. He doesn't get up in time, so we just jump straight over him. That means we have to delay slightly climbing this wall because he's in our way. Preferably we want him to get up and fly a tiny bit so we can roll straight through him, kill him, and then we don't have to worry about him and we can climb this wall cleanly. Also notice how you can clip through this bone wall instead of having to roll. We're then going to damage boost through this vulture, get a little bit of momentum and do a jump near the edge to be able to jump up and roll through that shortcut. You're going to release the grip on that ledge and fall down and hold right so you don't fall to your death. Jump out into the geyser and turn to grab the first grip on your left. Mash your jump button until you're all the way to the top. So we're going to jump across and squash this first guy, then full jump from the edge to squash the second one. Jump as nice as you can between the two hyenas, and then jump down this bone slide. Again, rolling loses time, so you want to jump. The reason I got the splat on the ground here is because I jumped a little bit too far, which also means I can't roll through that vulture. So this is how you're supposed to do it. Jump a little bit less, get a little bit of a roll, and instantly roll again to go through that vulture. Now we come up to the boss battle. So I like to stand directly in the middle, wait for him to fall, attack him straight away so they don't have time to split, jump on him to kill them both, jump again if you want to save a little bit of time. Wait for him to tire out, jump on him again, wait for the bone wall to fall, and run and finish the level. Alright, the Stampede. This level is an auto-scroller. There is no time to waste or to gain, you're just trying to survive. So the pattern is always the same, you just got to get used to where the point is that the wildebeest will actually hit you. When you start playing, the actual visuals can be a bit deceiving. Remember that the wildebeests do 50% of damage, which is a lot. The rocks only do about 20%. So if you're in between getting hit by a rock or a beast, get hit by a rock. Rocks also always flash 3 times before they appear. Alright, towards the end of the level it does get a bit easier because as soon as we get to this section coming up, we got the 3 wildebeest coming, and we jump this rock, After this point, we can just run all the way to the left and stay there for the rest of the level and not get hit. Alright, Simba's Exile. This level is one of the hardest in the game because it has two of the main clips. First, let's get to them without losing too much health, just following this path. Roll over this porcupine. Jump here. Alright, now we just need to race this boulder. Now, if you get held up by getting hit by a falling rock or you slow down for some reason, you have to jump in this gap. You won't be able to make it if you get held up in any way. And now to one of the first big clips of the game, which is called Exile 1. Firstly, you don't need to take damage to make any of the skits work, it's all just about positioning Simba in the right spots. This first one is easy to execute but harder to explain. Fall into the pit. If you hug the wall while falling down, it'll help you keep your position consistent. Then run a little bit to the left and do a small jump. We're aiming for just under the edge of the platform. After you get it a few times, you'll start to get the feel for it. Depending on where you jump, thus your jump height, it can work in a couple of different spots, so it's really just getting a feel for it yourself. Every so often it just decides it's not going to work for you one day, and it can be like that. So Exile 2 is coming up, but first I'll show you the long way through. You can just jump, damage boost, and keep running. If you only have one bit of health left and you don't want to die, just pause for a second, give it a roll, and that will give you enough room and you'll be able to go through with just one bit of health. Now, I don't recommend going for Exile 2 until you feel like you really need to for your run. You will lose a lot of runs attempting this, and when you're starting out, it will be costing you good practice for the later levels. And there's still a lot of time to be saved other places. Alright, so Exile 2. That's it. This one is hard to hit, but at least it's obvious why you don't make it. What you want to do is run and take some damage from the porcupines as they are always in the way. Get yourself into this spot here. Try choosing a point to focus on. Hold down the jump button and the right button and you'll go straight through and grab the edge. Then you pull yourself up and finish the level. Now if you don't jump from the right spot and you jump a bit too far right, you're just going to go over the top. If you jump a bit too far left, you're just going to get stuck on the bottom. So if you jump perfectly in the right spot, you'll go straight through. Again, don't forget to hold start to skip the cutscene. The level with the best music. Alright, so we go down these waterfalls and we jump a couple of gaps. We're going to damage boost through the first frog, and the reason we do that is so the second frog's bit doesn't throw us off, and we can jump through it onto this platform, wait a millisecond so that spider doesn't hit us and go under it, climb up here. As soon as we get to the waterfall, we can stop and do a high jump to skip a ledge. And we just do some grabs all the way up to the top. Follow this path to get to the waterfall. For this waterfall, there is a faster way I have in the advanced video. This one, some people find a bit safer. If you want to just go for the fast one straight up, check that out. So you want to start your first jump where your head is directly under this vine. And then just jump up and follow this path. Now you want to just grab the ledges of these when you're falling down so you don't splat on the ground. Doesn't save a lot of time, but it's a little helpful. Wait for the gorilla to sit, and as soon as he gets his ass on the ground, you can jump on his head. Grab this ledge and he'll give you a little damage boost up. Jump on this ledge. Run, hit his head, and make sure you latch onto that ledge and climb up straight away. You'll automatically hit him. If you don't get that ledge grab, you can just jump underneath him if you have enough health. Now as soon as his feet touch this platform, that is when we can start climbing up and not get hit back. Couple more hits and we're finished. Alright, now it's time for Simba to grow up, which unlocks a few new moves. If we have a slash and a grab, if we slash while in the air, we can slash multiple times a bit faster than on the ground. It also is able to be used to gain a little height and distance, which I'll go into more in the advanced video. But these vines take 2 slashes to remove, or like we'll do on some of the other vines, you can jump and slash 2 times in the air. Alright, now we come to the first of 3 leopard spawners. We don't want to kill all 6 of these leopards, so we're going to use our grab to wait until the first one comes out. We're going to roar to stun it, and then pressing the grab button to flip it away, pulling Simba to the other side and letting him run away. So he comes out, we roar, we flip. I'll have more information in the advanced video on how to do it without getting hit. For this video, I'm not going to go into too much detail about ledge swipes, but basically if you swipe at the right time like that, you can skip the ledge and don't have to grab it like this. So again, that will be going over in the other video. Now we're coming up to another leopard spawner, but this one we have to take a bit different. If we run straight up and roar, it isn't actually going to stun the leopard in front of it, it's going to stun the one we just skipped. So to correct that, we're going to jump up here, pause and roar. That will stun the first leopard, then we're going to run up to the spawner and continue the same way as the first one. Wait, roar, grab. Now hold the left directional button so you don't get squashed. Staying on the ground and doing 2 swipes and then jumping this leopard is the safest way to get by him. At the moment you're going to need 2 bits of health to get by the next section, so if you don't have that much you can take a little detour to get that health bug. Now again, in the advanced video I am going to show you how to skip these ledges. I'll give a little demo on what I mean, but for now you're going to be still making good time. So this is skipping the ledges, so you can see how much difference it will make, just it's a lot harder to learn. There's 2 ways to knock this boulder down. One, you can climb up here, knock it. Again, if you haven't noticed by now, you don't want to get hit by rolling boulders, or you can go from underneath, hit the vine, come back, wait, jump. Alright, now we're coming up to the last leopard spawner. If you're still having problems with timing, pay attention to Simba's head, and as it lifts, as it gets near the top, then roar. And hold start to skip this cutscene. Okay, this is the worst level in the game to play, but luckily we basically don't have to play it now. It's not too hard either, but it uses a bit of practice, so if you run continuously from the start, you won't get hit by the dripping lava. Keep holding right until you're right next to the leopard, give him a slash, move back, let him jump at you, give him another slash, move to the wall, turn and give him another slash. This time when he pounces at you, do a nice clean jump over him. Turn around and do another slash. Push yourself close to him. This is important. You need to wait for him to be stunned before you give him the finishing blow. If he isn't stunned, he'll fall much faster and you won't be able to grab him. Wait a few milliseconds and push the grab button. If you did it correctly, you will fall straight through to the final area of the level. So there is a little bit of RNG in the leopards, and sometimes they take a while to tire out. If you grab a little bit too early, you'll flip the leopard, but you won't be able to go through the wall. So now you're down in this area, all you need to do is survive. Each geyser has to go off 5 times, but basically all we really want is this leftmost geyser to go off 5 times so we can get out of here. There is a way to manipulate it, we can save a cycle, but I'll go over that in the advanced video as well. If you stand on this ledge right here, you won't get hit. It's a bit of a trick. But if you stay on it too long and the rock comes down, you will just die. Alright, so we can jump on that because it's clogged, wait for the final one to come down. Not yet. Now, and we're off. Once you know your way around this level, it's just killing hyenas as fast as possible. Just press up to enter a door and you have to kill all hyenas before you can exit a room. To do this attack, you need to land on the enemy, wait a millisecond, and then mash the slash button until you are thrown off. All hyenas will die within 1 attack if you complete the attack. If you get thrown off and he's still alive, that means you basically weren't mashing hard enough. The fastest, safest way to do this room is to fall directly onto the first hyena, then run against the one to your left, take a hit while waiting for the third hyena to join the party, and then finish them both off together. A good beginner's strat for this one is to jump on the top one, then fall back onto the second one and finish it that way. This room can be a little tricky. Kill the first one, then start climbing. This top hyena will start to run to you. If you jump at the right timing, you'll kill him instantly. Sometimes he can jump. You gotta jump just as he's passing that doorway, basically. If you wait too long, he'll just sit at the top and you won't be able to get past for a long time until he jumps down. In this room, just jump and kill the second one, then stand directly under the bug and kill all three at once. That takes us to the last level, Pride Rock. So we're gonna run, and as soon as Simba gets to about this point, directly under that corner, you do a jump. And then similar to the hyenas, we jump on Scar. If you get further into his body, you can do a double attack by just holding that direction towards Scar and mashing again. The reason we jump at the beginning is if we don't jump, Scar will then jump, and that just throws everything off and costs us time. So the first Scar attack takes 2 full hits, the second one third, the third attack 4 full hits. And it's important we get the full hits in when we get pushed off. If we get pushed off earlier, we are going to have to do another attack and cost a lot of time. Notice I did grab the third ledge there, I jumped straight to the left. Don't ever bother just slapping Scar because it does so little health, it will take forever. He can be very slippery, it just takes a bit to get used to. Ledge climb coming up, I'm going to skip the bottom ledge by doing a slash in the middle of the jump. So there'll be extra tips in the advanced video again relating to how to manipulate this lightning so it doesn't spawn, and a few extra attacks on Scar to make it go a bit quicker. So up here, I'm doing the double attack, so I got in closer to him, 2 attacks. This one's too far out, so I can only do 1 attack. So I do an extra attack here, and there we go. The game is over. Alright, well I hope this video helped people out learning how to speedrun The Lion King, inspire you to get into it. There is a Discord group for all the Lion King games that is always helpful people in. Like I said, the advanced video will be out pretty soon. I'll link that in the description as well. I guess I go like, comment, subscribe. That's what YouTube people do. And goodbye.